Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good morning. I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Saturday, January 26th. President Trump and Congress reached a deal yesterday to end the partial government shutdown, at least until mid-February. The plan provides a window for border security negotiations while allowing thousands of federal workers to get paid for the first time in over a month. Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Lawmakers quickly moved to reopen the federal government hours after President Trump announced a temporary break in the more than month-long impasse.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
The stalemate eased on day 35 of the partial shutdown as more than 800,000 federal employees missed their second paycheck. Commercial air traffic snarled, and many other side effects of the longest shutdown continued piling up. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi signed the bill.
Kind of a solemn occasion for us because so many people have suffered so long.
And late Friday, the president signed the measure.
But Friday's short-term deal does not include money for the president's border wall, so we could be back to the same place next month.
We really have no choice but to build a powerful wall or steel barrier. If we don't get a fair deal from Congress, the government will either shut down on February 15th again.
Or the president said he could use emergency powers to fund the wall, bypassing Congress.
Trump even today, just a few minutes ago, announced that he is prepared to shut down the government again unless he gets his way.
We all help each other out, and it's been absolutely amazing to be able to help each other out, but I get to go back to work on Monday. I can't wait.
The agreement means this Coast Guard employee and thousands of other federal workers should begin to receive paychecks again soon. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Late last night, President Trump tweeted that he in no way made a concession and that if there's no deal in 21 days, it's off to the races. And though President Trump and Congress have finally reached a deal to end the government shutdown, religious organizations in Martin County still donated to families who were greatly affected over the 35-day span. Inez Free Will Baptist Church, Martin County Ministerial Association, and the Inez Elementary Beta Club all collected food from the community to give back to federal prison employees. Volunteers say families working at the Big Sandy prison reached out with many concerns, saying this job is their only source of income.
If we can imagine ourselves going 30-plus days now for the government shutdown without even drawing a cent, how that impacts you over a certain amount of time. And so our goal is just come alongside of them and say, hey, you're not walking this road alone.
Volunteers with the Ministerial Association in Appalachia Reach Out say more than 330 employees depended on a paycheck from the Big Sandy prison. And now let's check in with meteorologist Kelly McShane for a look at your forecast this morning. Kelly, how's it looking out there?
Taylor, it's actually looking a little bit snowy out there this morning, but don't worry too much. It's just some light flurries, light snow showers, but overall, we are waking up to some flakes throughout eastern Kentucky. That's some good news for the snow lovers, but for those summer lovers like me, this is not the sight I want to be seeing this morning. But overall, once again, just light snow showers, maybe a little bit of slick roads, but overall, not very many impacts are expected. Here at Interstate 64, you can see a little bit of coating on the grass, but the roads don't look bad whatsoever. And then as we head over to Whitesburg, not too much snow over there this morning, but that sun slowly starting to rise, making for a pleasant and very chilly morning across the mountains. Those temperatures in the mid to low 20s in some places. Some places are in the upper 20s, but regardless, we are all below that freezing mark, so it's definitely a very chilly day. Be sure to bundle up this morning with plenty of layers because it's certainly very cold out there. With those flurries, we could see a couple of slick spots on the roads, but overall travel should not be too bad of an issue this morning. But then heading into your afternoon, the flurries will stop. We will see a little bit of sunshine, partly to mostly cloudy skies as we head into the afternoon. And Taylor, I will break down the multiple snow chances we have in just a little bit.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, he's officially all in. Governor Matt Bevin filed his paperwork yesterday afternoon with the Secretary of State's office. He did so with 4 days to spare. The filing deadline for the May primary is Tuesday. The governor, though, decided to shift his focus on a running mate. Current Lieutenant Governor Jeanine Hampton will be looking for a new job. Governor Bevin tapped State Senator Ralph Alvarado as his running mate.
I'm humbled that Governor Bevin has even considered me and has asked me to help be his running mate to carry on, I think, the accomplishments that we've done for the past 3 years in this state. I think you can take a look at the economic advancements, the job creation that we've had. We want to get Kentucky to be on the map to be top 5 in all the most important economic categories. And I think the vision that he has had for this state needs to be carried on and carried forward.
We stopped by Lieutenant Governor Hampton's office yesterday afternoon to hear what she thinks of the governor's decision. She did not appear to be in her office. And now Bevin will face off against 2 primary contenders in May. One is local state representative Robert Goforth, the other William Woods. On the Democratic side, there are 3 candidates so far. State House Leader Rocky Adkins has filed his papers. That happened Thursday. So has Attorney General Andy Beshear and Jeff Young. Former State Auditor Adam Edelin announced his candidacy earlier this month, but has not filed the paperwork just yet. There are now 3 days left to file. And now let's take a deeper look at Bevin's running mate, Senator Ralph Alvarado. Alvarado is a Winchester native. The Herald-Leader reports he is Kentucky's first Hispanic elected to the Kentucky General Assembly. That happened back in 2014. He represents Fayette, Clark, and Montgomery counties in the state Senate. He was re-elected to his seat this past November. Alvarado is the son of immigrants and is a medical doctor. He serves as vice chairman of the Health and Welfare Committee. Former Democratic Attorney General Greg Stumbo wants his old job back. The Floyd County native officially filed to run for Attorney General. Stumbo served as AG from 2004 to 2008. He was also previously House Speaker until 2016, until he lost his re-election bid. He says his primary focus would be combating the drug epidemic. No other Democrats have filed. Meanwhile, a Republican state senator has withdrawn his name from the Attorney General's race. Whitney Westerfield made the announcement yesterday. He lost the 2015 race to Andy Beshear. That leaves Daniel Cameron, a former lawyer for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and Will Schroeder of Campbell County running in the Republican primary. With the filing deadline fast approaching, other candidates are making their plans for office official. Heather French Henry is throwing her hat in the ring to be Kentucky's next Secretary of State. French Henry signed the necessary paperwork yesterday morning at the Capitol. Filing as a Democrat, she says her work as Commissioner of Kentucky Veterans Affairs has given her experience to run a statewide department.
I really feel like having gained a broader sense of Kentucky state government in that capacity, that's a natural segue now to come into the Secretary of State's office.
While at the ceremony, her daughter Harper filed paperwork to be eligible to vote this November. French Henry's only Democratic opponent so far is Jason Griffith of Whitesburg. 3 Republicans are running. Roger Stone, a longtime friend to President Trump, says he will fight federal charges stemming from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. FBI agents showed up at Stone's Fort Lauderdale home early yesterday morning to take him into custody. Stone has been indicted on 1 count of obstruction of official proceeding, 5 counts of false statements, and 1 count of witness tampering.
Than willing to surrender voluntarily. They terrorized my wife, my dogs. The charges today relate in no way to Russian collusion, WikiLeaks collaboration.
Stone would not say whether or not he would seek a presidential pardon. Next week, Stone is scheduled to be arraigned in federal court in Washington. He was released on a $200,000 bond. Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Whitley County native stopped by WYMT. We will tell you who coming up. And later in sports, we head up to Richmond for the Kentucky All-A Classic State Tournament. Those highlights are coming up next.
We have multiple snow chances over the next few days. I'll have everything you need to know and how it will impact you coming up next.